Welcome to another video. This video is going to be very different to my usual videos, and this video is going to be very different from my other videos. You guys have probably noticed that I'm not, well, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not in the M4. I'm actually in my dad's car, and trying to find a spot actually to stop and talk, because I gotta talk about what happened to my M4 and why I'm not in it and why it's gone. No videos coming out. And I don't know honestly when I'm gonna upload this. I might just stop here. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, but it's not gonna be anytime soon, I think. Yeah, I'm not gonna upload this for a while probably. And I'm waiting for the right time to upload it. I was holding off on making this video for a long time. And today I was like, you know what? Finally, let's make it, whatever. And yeah, here I am. So just gonna find a spot and then I'll start recording again. Okay, so I finally found a spot to sit and talk, but I don't know how to start this off. So basically, the M4 is gone because it got written off, and not written off in the way that you think, like a car accident or hitting someone or anything. But unfortunately, this is where the story starts. So me and two of my mates were driving down home at 12:30 at night, and we're going downhill on the main road, and there is a massive piece of metal on the road. So I'm behind Hamed in the RS3, and he runs over it first, and apparently his tire exploded. I didn't see that at the time. We noticed that after I pulled over. And fully dented in his rim. I'll put in a photo or a video. And then, literally, I was right behind him, maybe a car's length, and I see the item. There's nowhere for me to move. On the right, there's a car. On the left, there's a bus lane barrier, so I couldn't move anywhere. I slammed the brakes, and I couldn't do much in that situation. It was just, I'd say it was about this big. It looked like tools from a tradies van or like ute or something, some irresponsible person. But ran right over it, and it fully just felt like my car just disintegrated into the ground. Felt like my wheel fell off or like broke or something, like really horrible. Because my wheel snapped to the right, and I nearly hit the car next to me. And from what I'm told, there was a lot of sparks that came underneath my car, like a big ball of sparks from that metal item hitting it. And the shock was that it hit the car so hard. It didn't hit the front, it just went right underneath. And it scraped out the whole under tray of the car. I'll see if I can put in a video. And basically, I only lost control of the car. So I'm very, very lucky to not have spun out or hit the wheel or something and spin out. Um, it did scrape the underside, but felt like I hit a tree or something. The shock was so, like, there was so much shock that went through the car that I was in shock. Like, it was just, it felt like I hit a tree or something, yeah. And you just keep going. And I couldn't think straight for a solid minute or 2 minutes. And a bunch of warnings came up on the screen, like for the steering and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, we're fucked, we're screwed. um, and I couldn't even read it properly. That's how much my brain just couldn't comprehend what just happened. Um, anyways, we pull over. We get to the next traffic lights, and we're about to turn right onto another road. And we're like, okay, we're next to each other, so we're like, you know what, we'll pull over and figure out what's going on. So we pull into a random residential street after, and I can hear like something rubbing across the road on my car. It was either I thought I had a flat tire or something, or something was broken. It was just scraping along, but I thought it was really bad, and it was bad, but not as bad as I thought it was. We pull over. Hamed checks his car, and honestly, it was just, yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was just a wheel. He got his wheel repaired. Wasn't a big deal. And I thought mine wasn't that bad either because it was the under tray and my throttle from the actual shock of the hit. My throttle snapped out of place, like the actual gas pedal snapped out of place, and it was stuck almost. Like it was, let's say that's a normal position. It was stuck there, but it wasn't driving like that. Like it wasn't accelerating or anything. It would only accelerate if you press it like that. Anyways, I just quickly unstuck it, I guess, out of place, like out of that place it was in, and it was still, I guess, moving like left and right a little bit, and that was pretty uncomfortable to drive like that, and it was pretty dangerous as well, but it was still drivable. And we checked the underside of my car, and it didn't look that bad. There was the plastic obviously ripped out, and the rubbing sound on the road was the plastic. So I got surgical scissors out of the first aid kit of my car. Quick thinking, I don't know where I got that from, but they're really blunt. I don't know if you've seen surgical scissors, or I don't know what they're called, surgical scissors or whatever. Anyways, they're very blunt scissors, and the plastic is like this thick, like that thick, and I had to cut all that plastic off with those scissors, and it was the toughest thing I've ever done, I think. And rip it out so that the plastic wouldn't rub on the road. And yeah, we got that out, whatever. There was some exposed wires underneath the car, and I was also checking codes on my car as well to see what I guess what was wrong with the car, what it actually hit, if there's anything wrong with the alignment or the camber arm and the steering and stuff. There was a bunch of codes that came up. I'll put a picture up of that as well, of like steering, electronic steering, something, and the throttle body's not in place, like that kind of stuff. And then I searched up some of the codes after, and it said that one of the codes, or few of the codes, meant that there was a wire, or there was a part of the thing that was damaged that couldn't actually, there was a part of the car that was damaged that it wouldn't be able to show the correct codes, like it's showing the wrong codes. So after I cleared it, no codes ever came up again, and I drove it for like another month after that, and no codes came up, and I'm assuming that's because of that fault where it couldn't put those codes up, which is really weird. I've never seen that happen. So that means it must have hit something that's really crucial, I guess. Anyways, here's where the story gets, a bit worse. I found out what's actually wrong with the car. So I take it in to get springs installed the next week. So this was on a Friday night, and I get the springs installed on a Tuesday morning. I go start getting the springs installed. I'm just waiting there. And I'm waiting there for them to install my springs, and then they come back to me and they say, "Mate, your car's a write-off." I'm like, "No way. You guys are kidding, right? You guys are joking." Because I was telling them about the accident and what happened. And they're like, "Okay, shouldn't be a big problem, but let's get checked anyways." And I thought they were joking, just trying to fuck around with me. And basically, I'm like, all right, you're joking. And they're like, "No, come on, I'll show you." And I went underneath the car, and sure enough, there's a hole in the frame, and part of the frame is ripped out and like damaged and stuff. So obviously, technically, that's an instant write-off. I mean, in some really rare cases, some people do get that repaired. If the cost or whatever makes sense. But in this case, it was unrepairable, and that's what I was told. So from then, obviously, I couldn't install the springs that day because it was car's a write-off. That would be pretty stupid to install even lower springs. And yeah, I'll put a video of the underbody of the car, and it was horrible. I was like, I was heartbroken. So I'm like, yeah, the car I've been had for a year now is already ruined. I already put so much time, effort. I drive it every day. Like, it's a big part of my life. But yeah, I guess I just left, picked up my car, left, whatever. And I thought, at first, I thought, you know what? If it's not that bad, I'll get it repaired privately. And if it's obviously way worse, like how it ended up, you know, I'll get done through insurance. So, um, about a week or two later, I put in a claim to insurance saying what happened and to repair the damage. And obviously, it's up to them at the end of the day to see if it's a write-off or not. And I guess it was Christmas holidays around this time. Christmas holidays were starting, so everyone was going on break and whatever, and including the repairer that I was going to. And so I had to wait from January 20th, December 20th to January 10th or something. And that's when I took the car to the repairer. They looked at it as well. They sent a report to insurance. And then insurance, another week or week and a half later, sent out their assessor to get the car checked out, whatever. And from what I've heard from the repairer, they didn't even check the car. Like, they didn't even look under the car or anything. They just kind of went off the word of the repairer, which is, like, they didn't put the car up on a lift. They just took pictures from the outside, which is pretty stupid. But, yeah, the repairer put it up on a lift, showed me, you know, the damage exactly was. And, you know, fair enough. Like, it was a write-off. It was unrepairable. I couldn't do anything about it. But I was just surprised that something that small, and, you know, we were driving all right. I couldn't avoid it, but, you know, I didn't think it would do that much damage. And yeah, like, thinking back now, there's no way I could have avoided that. But it's just unlucky. It is what it is. But now, insurance assessed it. They assessed it as a total write-off in a few days. So about nearly January 20th at this time. I don't know the exact date, but they wrote it off. And the few days later, they came and picked it up on tow truck on the, I think, January 24th, 25th. They took it on tow truck. And yeah, since then, I've been trying to get a replacement vehicle, obviously, because the car's a write-off. I'm meant to be getting a replacement vehicle, and, you know, they're starting to investigate my claim. So that's why I'm making this video now. I don't know when the investigation will finish. What they think is that I wasn't allowed to drive the car at the time, which I was, because I've been driving on Canberra license, which, if you guys don't know, but there's no restrictions for vehicles for P-platers on Canberra license. So I've been driving on that license, and I guess insurance just wants to make sure that I wasn't driving on NSW license. And they don't know the rules about ACT, so I have to explain it to them. They had a full interview with me, but, you know, I'd see where it goes. I should be getting a new car, hopefully soon. Well, today, I'll tell you what the date is today, just so, you know, you guys have a fucking idea. It's the 19th of February. So it's been about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now without my car. And I'm already missing it a lot. I know 2 weeks isn't a lot for a lot of people, but that's my daily. And I have to, you know, get a rental now as well. I'm paying for a rental out of pocket. And, you know, it's just annoying, this whole process. And they should be replacing with a brand new car. And I don't know exactly what the terms and conditions are, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's the story right now. I'm just waiting for a replacement. I don't know what it'll be. It'll probably be another G82 or a G80. But yeah, at this stage, I have no more information. They just asked for some documents about my driving history, which I did send to them, and that's basically it. That's the story of how I lost my car. You know, it's pretty simple, straightforward, how it happened. It wasn't a crazy accident where I, you know, spun out and hit someone, or, you know, what most people would expect from a P-plater driving an M4. But yeah, it was just, I guess, unlucky, and the circumstances were just not great. I took all the mods off, you know, sitting in my garage, ready to go on the next car whenever it comes. I literally had those springs, and then a new lip, and then the build would be complete. And I'll just, I guess, need some wheels. And then the car was complete. And then that happened. You know, it's just unlucky. It is what it is. But yeah, that's the story on how I lost my M4. So I don't know when this video will come out, or if this video will even come out. But yeah, hopefully you guys got some I guess idea of what's going on, or what happened. If I do have my new car by the time this video is uploaded, hopefully you guys have an idea of what happened. Because a lot of people have been asking me on Instagram, what's happened, why is your car going? Because I've been posting videos of it going, whatever, and everyone's asking, why is it going this, that. I'm like, what, I'll explain it in the video. Some people are like, oh, you won't able to afford it anymore, obviously. I'm like, come on, let's be real now. So yeah, just waiting for the new car, and yeah, that's it for the video today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys got a better idea of what's going on, and hopefully the new car is better, and I can put all the mods back on and everything will be back to normal. But for now, I'm Carlos. It's been 2.5 weeks. Insurance is taking a sweet, sweet time. Clearly, they don't want to pay me out for the crazy amount of money I've been paying them over the, last few years. Still don't want to pay me out. It's all right. That's how insurance companies work. It's a business. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.